Hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be an interesting video. It's something I've wanted to film for quite a while. Basically, over the past year, I've been trying to make an increased effort in trying to promote British builders on my channel and feature some perhaps some pedals that you might not have known about, seen before, etc. And I think it's going pretty well so far. I've managed to feature quite a few builders on my channel so far, and more on the way. So exciting. All of this, though, has led to me wondering, on and off, over the last few months, what kind of pedal board could I throw together using only these pedals that I've been featuring so far. It got me to wondering, because I think it's probably fair to say, for most of us in this country, in the UK at least, you probably don't think necessarily of there being a wide range of options available as far as pedals go. Maybe several overdrives, fuzzes. You might think of companies like Horrothia FX obviously make a lot of amazing drive pedals and some modulation as well. But yeah, besides them, you might not necessarily think of being able to put together an entire pedal board of just pedals from here. So that's what I'm aiming to do. I've laid out all of the pedals that I currently have in my possession that are from British companies. A couple are still on the way that should be here tomorrow. So I'm obviously going to have to split this video up and come back to it over the next few days. But yes, for the most part, I think I've got all of the pedals that I need here, at least for now. Some of them I own, that they've been sent to me to demo. Others I've bought myself. Others are ones that are on loan that I have to demo and then have to send back. So for those ones, I've had to message them all basically to say, can I have these pedals just a little while longer so that I can make this video? And they've all said that's fine. So yes, this should be a lot of fun. The only question I have really is, what size board should I use? Because the one I was thinking of using is my Novo 18, which you might remember from my recent pedalboard video. Is now surplus to requirements because I now have upgraded to my Novo 32 once more. So my Novo 18 is available, and I was thinking that that would be the perfect size. However, since putting all of the pedals together into one place, well, I'll show you. So, as you can see, there's quite a few. I did not realise that I had this many. Most of them, you might observe on the back row here, are all from, well, this half are from Demiurge Instruments, and then as you come across, there's a little gap, and then you have Stompkins versus Demiurge. So we have Stompkins Pedals and Demiurge Instruments, their collaboration projects basically over here. So yeah, most of those I have to send back after I've done this video basically. Over here I have my Emmergy FX pedals, or most of them anyway. There's one more, the Gristle Throbber I have on my board at the moment, but I had the original one, I had the Mighty Boosh one, so I thought I might as well just go with that one for simplicity. but I could have two on the same board if I really wanted to. Coming over here, we get into the slightly more experimental area of Ra Labs, currently known as Glowfly. So yeah, it was Ra Labs when I had these two, and then just recently I've picked up these two from Tom at Glowfly, and yes, they have the new name on there. So yeah, we have a glitchy granular delay micro looper type thing here, and then also like a 7 second, I think 7 seconds looper over here, which does some glitchy craziness as well as my vibrato pedal and the glitch wave as well. So you could probably just use these four and have a pretty diverse pedal board as it is. But anyway, moving on. Back down here we have amazing pedals from Horrothia Effects. This one is mine, the Teeth. Berkeley Univibe is absolutely phenomenal, and again, I need to send that back, sadly, when I've finished with this. But yes, thank you to Tom at Horrothia for letting me hold on to this for a while longer. Now we come to a series of individual pedals that I only have one of from each builder. So this is from Forest FX. I think they're taking a little bit of a hiatus at the moment. They've been pretty quiet online recently, but this is an absolutely phenomenal fuzz pedal and octave as well. So there's like an analog octave fuzz thing. Absolutely incredible thing that is. I love that pedal. That's almost definitely going to go on this board. Over here we have the Greenballs FX 75 drive. This is a really cool boost overdrive type thing. Just the one knob, obviously. Very simple, sounds amazing. Do not underestimate it. This is a new acquisition. It is a clone of the Sea Machine by Earthquaker Devices. So although it is made by a British company, again, I don't think they're particularly doing much these days, but they are DFX. I have had a few of their pedals before and are fantastic. This is also amazing as well. So yeah, we've got some modulation from this thing. Coming over here, we have Gojira FX, and this is the new Tanto distortion. I've had a little play around with this and filmed a quick demo of it already, and it is astonishingly good. And then what can we say about the Bleak that has not already been said? This is a spectacular, I don't know if it's a PLL, but it certainly sounds like it. It's like a filtery fuzz craziness. There's just so much to love about this damn thing. That is my current British collection of pedals. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap, especially with regard to overdrive and distortion. So most of these at the back row will probably not be used, but everything else, I don't know, will probably find a place, to be honest, because there's some pretty unique stuff. Especially over here, I didn't focus on this earlier. So you've got the Emmergy FX range that I've got here. The Gristle Throbber is just a ridiculously unique kind of pedal. There's so much in the way of choppiness with like a tremolo, and then you've also got like filter sweeps as well. It's just awesome. And then over here you've got a fuzz that also kind of gets into a lot of the similar kind of territory that the Bleak does, especially with an expression pedal plugged in. So that's awesome as well. And then you get the fuzz distortion section and a delay as well. This is the I think this is one of the only delays. Oh no, you've got the 7 second delay looper as well over here. So not many delays here to choose from, but this is one, so that'll obviously go on. And again, yes, a lot of drive and distortion to choose from as well. So it's going to require a larger pedal board, I think, than my Novo 18, which makes me think I'm probably going to have to dig out my Novo 24 for this. So I'm going to get velcroing now with all of this lot, because a lot of these pedals do not have velcro on them, and the pedal board itself actually as well doesn't have much velcro on it either, so I'm going to have to velcro the pedal board up as well. So I'm probably going to come back and do that tomorrow. So yeah, join me then. Bye! And we're back. It is the next day, and look what just arrived. Waha! It is the Bleak District Electric Company Mirage Vibe Shifter. This is the pedal I've been waiting for. I've tried it out a little bit earlier, and it is astonishingly good. There will be a detailed demo of this coming soon, but for the moment, this is basically just going to be serving a purpose of fleshing out the modulation section that I have planned for this inevitable board. Right, now that I've got this, I can think a little bit more critically, I think, about the selection that I'm going to go with. Let's start cutting these down a little bit. I think the first thing to do would be to look at the drives, since, as I said before, there are quite a lot of pedals that overlap in this area. I think I should have at least one of every builder on here, just to be fair, really. So yeah, let's go with all of these. That is an amazing distortion, so I'm happy to keep that on for my distortion. And that's an incredible fuzz, so that's also easy to stay. And that also is a very unique fuzz as well, so they can both stay, there's no issues there. So that brings me over to the back row, really, because a lot of the drive stuff is back here. First off, I think I can discount these two, because as great as they are, they do basically similar kind of overdrivey things, as does this. So, like I say, although I like them, they're just, I don't think they're quite unique enough to hold their own against the other stuff I've got here. The Invictus is incredible. That's a really, really nice rat distortion blended with a Greer Lightspeed, I think, overdrive. So that's in the running. That's a really nice pedal as well. This the Alpaca, that's a Red Llama way huge clone. That also could be in the running. Then also over here we've got Hank, Black Mountain Signal and Chroma Drive are also very, very nice overdrives as well. I think I'm probably going to go with the Chroma Drive because I just absolutely adore this overdrive pedal. So I think I'm going to keep that. I'm also thinking of keeping the Doomy O because it's a rat like that is, but also has the octave side of it as well, which gives you some really cool and rather epically doomy, hence the name, metal tones. So I kind of want to keep that on there as well. So I think these two from Demiurge Instruments are definitely going to have to go on there. Let's move on to this one. This is the Professor Quacker's envelope filter auto wah thing. It's the only auto wah here, so that has to stay as well. Also the phaser here is pretty unique, so that can stay. So yeah, out of these, I'm not sure really. I might have to come back to these, but so far they're all kind of on the chopping block, so to speak. These four are all pretty amazing and unique as well, so I kind of want to keep all of them. Over here we've got some distortions as well, so I think I might lose the Trainwreck here, because that's a distortion I've kind of already got covered with other stuff here, as The Megatherium will probably go as well. That's a incredible pedal, fuzz, overdrive kind of blend. Lots of interesting sounds and tones available with this thing. But yeah, again, a lot of it is kind of covered with what the other stuff. So I might be able to squeeze it on, but we will see. Delay, rack bender. The rack bender is going to be tricky because I'm definitely going with this one, and I'm definitely considering adding the Invictus as well. So for rat kind of stuff, I might be covered unless I have the rack bender, because it's kind of got the tone bendery fizziness added in to that. Whereas that's kind of more of a straight-laced rat and overdrive. So yeah, it might be between this and that. That's a delay, that's not going anywhere. That's unique, that's not going anywhere. This is also unique and not going anywhere. Down here, as much as I adore it, I think Horrothia Effects is going to be represented by only the Berkeley. Or will it? I don't know. Kind of torn. This is a phenomenal pedal. And I might go with it if I have room left over, but as it stands, I think I'm going to go with a bit of variety and just mix it up a bit and keep this off to one side for the time being. And obviously this is pretty unique as well and not going anywhere. So back up here, that's not going to be on the board, I don't think. That, I think, is also kind of covered by other stuff. Hank is also, I think, going to stay off. Atom of Fuzz is a really nice fuzz pedal, but again, I've kind of got fuzz covered. Alpaca is amazing, and the Invictus is amazing. I kind of want to keep them on. Let's just keep them here for the time being. And move all of these up. So, yeah, I think it's going to be those, these, and them. Okay, time to get this board and try and lay some of these pedals out. See what we've got. See what space we've got to play around with. So I haven't velcroed this up properly yet, as you can see, but I'm just going to use this as a basic kind of idea to see what kind of room we've got to play around with. Let's put all these drives down first. This is already more drive pedals than I've ever considered putting on a board. Ooh, that was close. That's pretty much the entire bottom row sorted, pretty much. That brings me back to the kind of the rat dilemma. The Invictus, Dumio, and Rat Bender. I'd say probably, oh man, going for versatility, I should probably go with the Invictus because it's got all the rat stuff and overdrive stuff, whereas this is kind of mainly a rat with a hint of tone bender squeezed in. Oh, I don't know what to do. It's really tricky. I'll probably come back to that. Alpaca, I think, is probably covered by the Chroma Drive in a lot of ways, so I think we'll leave that. You know what? I think I'm probably going to have to go with the Invictus, just to try and be as brutal and maximise the versatility. I think the Bleak and dial-up filter will have to go somewhere pretty close to the front there, just because of the nature of fuzz. These are all top jacks as well, I realise. That also makes it a lot easier to squeeze these on. I do like to put pedals that only have one foot switch between stuff that has two as well, just to give me more room to hit with my feet. So I think I'll try and put something between this and this. Maybe that. So yeah, I can put that there and that there. That's kind of my fuzz section, and then I can wire that after this to have my boost kind of after the fuzz. Then I think it's going to have to be Chroma Drive for some nice overdrive single foot switch action, and then I've got the Dumio, I think, after it, with the Tanto, distortion there. Again, single foot switch helps to hit things. And then the Invictus. There is a little bit of space on the end here that I'm thinking might be makes me think it might be wiser to use these further up here or something, just to create some more space. Univibe's an interesting one. I do kind of like it before everything else, so I could always put it up here and have it wired going into all of this stuff. You know what? I'm going to try and wedge this up a little bit just because it's a bit ridiculous. There we go. Perfect. That's actually perfectly level now. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe putting the Berkeley right at the top there. Let's try and put some of these more awkward shaped pedals in the middle. I think there's quite a lot of room for these to go in here. So let's go with that. I think that'll work quite well. I've also got a couple of pedals that I usually mount side on. So these two go quite well sideways, like so. If I move these right up here, actually, might work better. I do like how most of these pedals have top jacks as well. That pleases me quite a lot. I don't know what to do with this one, if it's better to put it that way or that way. Let's go that way. And then this is quite useful to fit into tight spaces because it only has the jacks on the side, nothing on the top or bottom. So I can put that hopefully somewhere there, like that maybe. Just trying to plan ahead with the jacks. That already is looking pretty damn good. And then, oh, that's another one I want to kind of put before the drive section. Maybe after the Univibe. Univibe into Autowar might be interesting. Let's just put that up there and see. This is a delay looper kind of thing, so that's probably going to go somewhere towards the end, I'm guessing. And then we've got Blackstone phaser. Again, that's going to look quite good there, I think, maybe. I could bring the rat bender back. Its victorious, triumphant return. And then I can put this C Machine clone next to the phaser. I do like phaser before drive as well, so I'm going to have to go all over the place, I think, with my cabling. But the main thing is fitting everything on in a nice, neat way. Wobble, vibrato. I like vibrato after a lot of things to kind of get maximum wobbliness. So I think, again, that's probably going to have to go somewhere there. And I think that is the board, you know. I think that's everything. And I am not too disappointed with how that looks. In fact, I can spread the bottom row out a little bit and give myself even more room to hit the foot switches, which is unheard of for me. I'm not used to this at all. I've never had so much room on a board. This is amazing. All right, okay, I think that is pretty much done. Check that out. Let's go off the tripod for a second. Oh man, that is absolutely awesome. Okay, so I think the next stage is going to be wiring all this lot up. I can already tell this is going to be an incredible board. There is so many tones and weird sounds hiding in this lot. And to think that all of this came out of my tiny little country is pretty amazing to think about. So yeah, I think probably now tomorrow I'm going to have a go at putting this lot together and wiring everything up. I think for now I'm going to have to tackle the Velcro side of things because that's going to be a big job. See you tomorrow. It's tomorrow, and I have had a little bit of time to think about this layout a little bit more, and there are a couple of changes I want to make. First of all, I'm just going to swap the order of these because I want to be able to hit these foot switches a little bit easier, and putting a bit of a gap between these two just makes sense. And this one's quite a bit taller, a little bit taller anyway, so I can hit that a bit easier. Another change, although I quite like the fact that I have gaps between these pedals, I was actually thinking a little bit more about this and actually decided not only do I not like having the gaps, but I also have decided against using this, mostly because I just love this damn thing so much. So putting that in there instead, oh yeah, that's wonderful. If I bunch that up a bit more as well, yeah, that is probably all of the changes that I wanted to make. It's looking pretty sweet. Okay, time to start velcroing. Oh, right. Well, that took a while. That was about an hour. Let's get off the camera stand for a second. So, I'm quite happy with how that turned out. That is a pretty neat job, if I say so myself. Looks so much better than it did before. If you're the kind of person that just has a random smattering of Velcro on your aluminium pedalboard, please do the next person a favour and peel it off before you sell it, because man, that was a really horrible, tedious job. Look how nice that looks now, though. I mean, it was all hook Velcro on there before as well, which is just a cardinal sin, in my opinion. So yeah, now it's much neater. It's got loop Velcro, as nature intended. And then I Velcroed up from here onwards. Yeah, all this stuff is Velcroed, and I was very careful to Velcro only a small amount on the pedals that are not mine, so I can peel them off before returning them. A few of these I'm hoping to hold on to after this is finished, but that's a whole other subject. Anyway, that's enough for today, I think. I'm quite happy with my work here, and I think tomorrow I'm going to have a bash at putting all of this together, wiring it up, and see what other issues I run into. See you tomorrow. Hey, another day has passed. I've had a fresh think about this board, and as you can see, I've made a few more changes. So I'll just talk you through them quickly. Ultimately, my thinking was that the phase Univibe stuff was basically too far over this way. So I've moved a few of them further over. As you can see, the Mirage is now bottom right next to the Bleep. And I've moved the dial-up filter further up there. So that should make it a bit easier as far as cabling is concerned. A lot of the back row is the same. I've just switched the order of the new wave and the wobble. Again, I was thinking kind of foot switches and accessing them easier. So I've got 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 2 again. So yeah, it makes it a bit easier to hit foot switches when there's a bit more of a gap between them. That was my thinking there. As far as the cabling is concerned, I'll probably keep the original plan of the wobble being later in the chain, but everything's top jacks along there anyway, so it won't be difficult to cable things up in a slightly different order. Apart from that, pretty much everything else is the same. So, I've also cleverly, I think, cleverly, managed to squeeze the glitch wave in this way. So it's now upright, which will hopefully make it a bit easier to plug everything in. And yeah, this pesky little side input for the power just about tucks it away down there. So yeah, I think I should just about be able to plug into to that input on the 75 drive. I think that is going to be the final layout. So yeah, I'm going to plug everything in if I'm able to, and connect up the power supply. The power supply isn't something I've referred to yet or talked about, but I'm thinking, at least just temporarily, using this bad boy. So the Harley Benton ISO 10AC Pro is my default power supply for using for demos and things. So it just basically keeps nice, clean, constant power supplied to everything. It's especially useful for when I've got lots of pedals all featuring in one video. So yeah, that's hopefully going to supply clean, isolated power to everything I've got over here. So nothing else for it really. I'm just going to have to jump right on in and start cabling everything up. I'm not going to bother showing all that because honestly it's just such a tedious, long process. I like having music to listen to while I do it, and as long as I've got my phone recording in hyperlapse mode, I'm not able to listen to anything. So sorry, but you'll have to just miss that out and come back and join me when this is all done and dusted. See you later. Okay, we are back. It is done. It didn't take as long as I actually thought it might, to be honest. I did run into a couple of minor issues along the way, as I suspected that I would. But fortunately, it was nothing too major. The main things that I struggled with, if I just show you under the hood, as it were, there's the power supply doing its wonderful thing. However, as you will notice, it isn't exactly attached to anything. So, not ideal. But that's basically Harley Benton's fault for not supplying any kind of brackets with that unit. So, kind of limited with what I can do with it, really. But there we go. Out of interest, by the way, or as a side note, that power supply, the Harley Benton one, I went with that because I figured, although there aren't really any British companies that make power supplies, I thought Thomann supplying the Harley Benton would be probably the next nearest thing geographically. So I thought that'll be as appropriate as anything to use. Anyway, it's doing an admirable job. Everything's being powered off of it, apart from these two. Got the wobble and the end credits, both by Glowfly. They are being powered separately off a wall wart down there. So yes, a little bit frustrated. I could have easily powered them off of the Harley Benton if I had another splitter cable. Basically, I had a 5-way splitter and 2 3-way splitters, and I still ran out of space. So I needed another 3-way splitter, basically, just to get those last 2. Oh well. I'll have to grab myself another couple of those, I think, just for the future, because it kind of sucks when you run out of these things. Anyway, it's done. It's powered up. Not exactly ideally, but it's working, and that's the main thing. The emphasis here is on the actual pedals, not how they're being powered or how secure everything is on the board. So yeah, the selection is what we're focusing on. How do they sound is the important question. I'm going to mount this on a tripod and play through some sounds. So let's have a little listen.